Have you ever wondered what your heart is doing? Do you feel pain in your chest? Or maybe you're sluggish and you just don't have that energy that you used to have. Do you take walks and become breathless where you have to stop for a few moments to catch your breath? These are all signs of potential heart problems. And today on Dr. Troy Munson's show, we're going to be talking to the doctor about what we can do with vitamin supplements to strengthen our heart. Now here he is, Dr. Troy Munson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson, and this particular podcast we are going to be talking about who needs a heart scan. And if you're not familiar with the terminology, it's okay. This is a heart sound recorder, and so the heart sounds themselves mean something to us, and it tells us how your heart is functioning or how it is not functioning, and also what to do it. So how would I know if I need a heart scan? Well, if you have been like me, eating carbs most of your life and didn't realize that maybe I shouldn't be. I remember in my late 30s, I was thinking, I probably should stop doing this. And when I had my first heart scan, it looked atrocious. I thought, this is crazy. I've been an athlete for a long time, in great shape, but my energy's low. I don't necessarily feel great at 38. Let's do a heart scan. And then as I started really searching in all of this stuff, and now for the last 15 years, really going great guns towards low grain, no grain, low carb diets, ketogenic diets, everything that's out there, even Mediterranean diets, all those are of good value to them for the most part. But those that need a heart scan, definitely, if you've been overdoing the carbs most of your life, like myself, you probably would benefit from understanding how much damage is there in your heart. And again, can you go just get a echocardiogram or an EKG? What can you do? What would you do? While those things are somewhat helpful, a sound recorder is actually way, way more sensitive than an EKG. And so as you do something like this, you might be like, well, where do I go to get one of those? I'm not even close to your office, Dr. Munson. There is a way. The best thing is to just give our office a call or shoot me an email, and I will find somebody in your area that possesses a machine that you can go get a heart scan. Now, here's the kicker. Most people are thinking, oh my gosh, it's way more sensitive than EKG. What's it going to run me? It's going to be like $1,000. The great news is that usually you'll find a doc that'll do them between anywhere from $85 to $150, because it does take about 5 minutes to do it, but we're usually going to do some type of history, and where you want to know what's going on, what supplements are you taking, what medications are you on, what's your blood pressure, what's your O2 rate. We're going to do a lot of things at that heart scan, not just put the sensing device on each valve and listen to it. We're actually going to ask other things too. So let's say you're out there and you're really fatigued. You, my friend, are in need of a heart scan. And so fatigue is tissues getting tired, calcium decreasing, B vitamins leaving the system. And if you're experiencing those kinds of things, then definitely you would need a heart scan. Also, let's say that you have found yourself in the unfortunate possibility that your first indication that you have heart trouble is that you've already had a heart attack. Or perhaps maybe you've had a bout of rapid heart rate or arrhythmia that has sent you to the emergency room. Or you've had an AFib where you cannot seem to get your heart back in sync. You, my friend, are needing a heart scan. Now, the unfortunate thing of most of us out there, it's not a wise move to wait for a heart attack, because what is the first sign that you have trouble? 40% of the people that their first sign of heart trouble is a massive heart attack, they don't get a second chance, meaning 40% of the people that find out they have a heart problem with a heart attack as the first sign die. That's a massive number, really, if you think about it. Hey, my heart's not good, you drop over, you pass out, and you don't wake up. That is commonplace. So we want to be very, very aware that to wait for signs that you can actually sense that you may have heart trouble, it's probably not a wise move to do that. Now, so how would we know that you're running that direction? Well, we would probably start to see some things like fatigue. You might even see some things like your dentist tells you, "Wow, you have a lot of plaque on your teeth." And you're like, "What? I do. I have that." That's an indicator, by the way. And so let's say that your energy's been off lately. Let's say that you're gaining weight. Let's say that during lunchtime you're really fatigued because that's when the heart wants to shut down and heal. How many heart attacks happen at lunch? A lot, because that's when the heart does its thing. So those are ideas that you kind of want to think about. Maybe, just maybe, I should be doing a heart scan and finding somebody who will do it. Let's say that you're going to visit this wonderful Pacific Northwest and you're like, I think I will stop by Dr. Munson's office and get a heart scan. That would be a wise maneuver. Now, for most of us, the other reason that we would want to do a heart scan is not to all of a sudden be afraid and say, oh my gosh, I've got heart problems. No, we want to do a heart scan so that we can see what's going on with each valve and then know the nutrition that is lacking by what we see in those, and then begin to do the correct nutrition that would then begin to fix that heart scan. Because if you do a heart scan and you are really good about what you see on those heart scans and you begin taking those nutrients, you'll be shocked in 6 months how good your heart actually can be. And it doesn't take long. I've got before and afters of people that are just impressive. Those that have even had heart surgery. And I think it's fascinating that one of the products that I'll find come up a lot has heart in it, but it also has vitamin E in it, a specific type of vitamin E, and also has a specific form of vitamin B, if you will, as well as vitamin C. And so when I will do some products like this, they are very nutritive to the body because they're natural, they're not synthetic. And when they begin that process of trying to help the heart heal, all of a sudden we find, you know what, I can exert myself and I am not winded. I really enjoy now energy throughout the day. And then when we go into doing that second heart scan 6 months later, I tell my clients specifically, please don't take any supplements for the next 3 days before your heart scan. I want your body all on its own, acting like it normally is without anything trying to prop it up and to look like that your heart looks better, because the neat thing about a heart scan is you can do a heart scan and say, wow, these are the problems you have. Go ahead and chew these pills. Let's wait about 5-10 minutes. Let's redo your heart scan. It will look significantly better in a very short period of time. But it won't be lasting because healing has not happened. It takes time to heal the heart over time that you take these supplements. And then when you walk in fresh and you haven't had any supplements for 3 or 4 days, we now have a heart that is really standing on its laurels, so to speak. And when it looks good in that kind of a situation, wonderful. We now have a heart that is definitely healed. Now what do I do, Doc, comes the question. Well, we need to still correct diet, make sure that you don't slip into old habits, and you might want to do some form of heart supplement that is going to be additive to you and help with all the things that you want to do in your life. Case in point, I had a new client come in. She's fantastic shape, just about to turn 40, and I check her blood pressure. Her blood pressure is like 103/68, and pulse is like 60, 59, 58. And I said, tell me how much you exercise. You know, marathons come up, running constantly. I said, are you a bit tired? And sometimes you're just kind of a slow starter. Yes. I said, well, I'm seeing some indications here that you may have some heart trouble that we need to deal with sooner than later. And the fun thing is when I love to give samples to clients, just, hey, take these couple of pills for the next 2 days, maybe twice, 3 times a day. And then have them come back and they're like, what did you give me? That was really good. And they notice a difference, because when I'm feeding people, it is different than when we're doing synthetic vitamins and garbage. We really want to do food-based whole food supplements if you can do it, because food is our most important thing we could ever do. And if our food is not great because we feed most of the world on our soil, if we're not eating on really good soil, if you're not doing locally grown, grass-fed, what have you, then you've got to go to the next best thing, which is trying to get some sort of whole food supplement that they're drying the product well enough that it's not destroying it, and that you're getting those pills and getting those nutrient values into your body. And so that becomes the goal as we look at what kind of supplements should we do. And so look for the next couple of weeks. There should be some podcasts coming out from me that we're going to revisit that synthetic versus natural and why is it so vitally important, even more so than what we're digging in here. So for those of you that want to actually fix your heart, those of you that are interested in actually being proactive, those of you that are kind of tired of being tired, those of you that are not sleeping well, those of you tired of being tired in the afternoon, those that are thinking, I may have a heart trouble because my heart is skipping beats, my pulse is really slow, or my pulse is really fast, or my blood pressure isn't very good, those are all indicators that you, my friend, probably need a heart scan. And then we can start doing some targeted nutrition that makes sense, that is organized specifically to you and your particular condition, and actually watch you begin to heal and live a more vibrant, fulfilling life. That, my friend, is awesome. And so until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson.